BRBTV with another episode of Terrific TV Toys. You know, when I was a little girl growing up in the 70s, I liked to watch a lot of different TV shows. There were 3 particular shows that I absolutely loved, though. They all aired in prime time, and they all involved really strong, beautiful females that I could look up to. Those 3 shows, which I refer to nowadays as the Great Chick Triumvirate of 70s television, were Charlie's Angels, Wonder Woman, and the Bionic Woman. Now, when I was a little girl, I was lucky enough, thanks Mom, to have dolls from all 3 of those TV shows. And this is Farrah from Charlie's Angels, and then of course Wonder Woman, and then the Bionic Woman. Now we'll talk about these 2 in another video, but for this episode, I want to take a look at this beautiful gal. The Bionic Woman TV show first aired in January 1976, though the character of Jaime Sommers was actually introduced on the sort of brother show to the Bionic Woman, which was, of course, the $6 Million Man show, which aired before the Bionic Woman ever debuted. And the character of Jaime was introduced in March 1975 on that show. Now, the doll that you see here is not the first version of the Jaime Sommers doll that came out. It was 1976, 1977 when Kenner launched this doll. They had already had success with the Star Wars line, and I think they had great success with this one too, because I saw these dolls everywhere, and there were just so many accessories, so many different things, so many outfits for Jaime that you could get. It must have been very successful. My version of the doll is the 1977 version. The one that came out before this, the original Jaime Sommers doll, had a pair of jeans on. She had a white top with the red and blue stripes, and along with that pair of jeans, and so I think it was similar to what you saw her in on the show. Now, this version, she's got her blue jumpsuit on, but she came with something very special, and I'm going to show you. And because I think I got this doll, of course, I was a little kid, but I wasn't like a toddler or anything. I think I had learned to take care of my things nicely, so I didn't lose as many pieces and parts as I did with other dolls. But you can see in my very vintage little case here, I had kept all of her accessories, and this is a special one right here. Here's her purse, and it's like her mission purse, I think. I've still got even these things. Look at these. Wow, blast from the past. Okay, so here's what she was. The Jaime Sommers Bionic Woman with mission purse. Wow. And we're going to take a look at what's inside here, because it's just so cool. All these little things that she can use on her her various missions, because you know it's important that she has a variety of accessories for that stuff. Here she's got a little brush. She's got to brush her hair, and of course a mirror. And on the back of the mirror, I love how it has the name of the show and of the character. That's very cool. Of course, we have a comb too. We have these little cosmetics. I think they're designed to be eyeshadow, maybe a little blush, some different colors for her to wear. And then she had a variety of other little bits and pieces of documentation. Here's her mission objectives from OSI, from Oscar Goldman. Assume cover identity of Paris fashion model. Love that, because, you know, she was glamorous. She was a girl. And then we've got this wallet, and it's got, still in here, it's got a picture of Oscar. I'm trying to show these to the camera as best I can. It's got some charge cards. Look at that. It's got some plastic, man. And it says, one of these says Kenner card from the Happy Bank. And then some identification. Some, let me see, Public Library of Ojai card. Oh my gosh. And I think this one is a driver's license, this one with red and pink on it. And then here is her, I think, regular ID. It's got a picture of her. It says Ventura, AFB, Jaime Sommers. And then she's got some money. Ooh, look at that money. She's got some moolah because, you know, Sometimes you need some cash with you too. And so when all these things came with the set, you had to cut these apart carefully, these little dollars, and put them in the wallet, which was very cool. So that's the wallet, and let's see what we've got here. Woohoo! This is a guide to the Morse code. That is very cool. So, because you know, sometimes things come through in Morse code on your mission. Some of the stuff I haven't seen since I was a kid. I think that's just a purse. I think her cosmetics go in there. And see, when you put these, like again, everything came flat and you had to, I think, either cut it out, and then there were tabs so you could put it together. And I've taped it. This tape is like as old as the doll itself, so it's like really sticky on the other side too. It's like starting to break down. But yeah, there's her purse where I think her cosmetics go, if I remember correctly. And then, see what this is. Okay, these I think were, I'm going to go ahead and take them out because I don't think it's going to hurt them. Again, some of the stuff I haven't seen since I was a little kid. Here's a map. Mystery Island, Catfish Channel, does that say? Small Town, Schooner Bay, Shark Island, Crystal Lagoon, and then there's some secret laboratories right here. Guess you got to get to the secret laboratory. So there's a map that will be used on one of her missions. Might be a little tricky to get that in there. Yeah, I don't want to fiddle with that now. And then this one, another map. Horseshoe Mountains, Elk Lake, Missile Base. There's a missile base in the lower left corner. So she's got to head out over some rough terrain, it looks like, to solve this mission. So I think my copy of the doll must be in pretty good shape to have some of this stuff still intact in her purse. I'm sure there are a lot of little girls out there where, you know, they got this doll and everything went all over the house, and, you know, so I'm glad I made some kind of effort to keep things together because she is cool. And then she's got her red platform shoes. We called them platform shoes when I was a little girl. I remember looking up to these shoes immensely and wanting them for myself. Now, look at all these fashions. See, this is the joy of this doll, too, is that she had a whole lot of fashions, I remember, for sale. Look at those beautiful things. I've got a lot of those right here in this pile. And then you see other things that you could buy for her. She had a carriage house. Just beautiful, and a sports car, and the Bionic Woman styling boutique. I remember these were really popular, these Head and Shoulders dolls, for lack of a better word, that a little girl could style the hair, and you could even put makeup on and everything. And then in another video we'll take a close look at the Bionic Beauty Salon because I have that one as well. And then there's some other things, OSI headquarters. Then of course you've got Steve, the Steve dolls and accessories, which I'll take a look at in another video too. But I love the fashions. Oh my gosh, I love the fashions. And if I remember right, when I was a little girl, we would go to a Toys R Us that was near my grandparents' house in Saginaw, Michigan, right on Tittabawassee Road, is probably even still there. And that's where I think I got a lot of this stuff. And actually it would go on special after a while. So I think that my mom even got a really good deal for these. But I was fishing through here originally I should say, for these, the beautiful platform shoes. There was another doll at the time named Dusty, which I also have, and she came with this exact same shoe in white to match her white outfit. She had flat feet like like Jaime Sommers has. She does not have Barbie feet, which, you know, a lot of people will tell you are very unrealistic anyways. She has the very realistic flat foot, but because it was an articulated ankle, she could still wear some heels. Look at that wedgie. She could wear that one too. But what went with her outfit that she came in
were these platforms, which were just fabulous. I remember all these shoes being so in style in the 70s. Very cool. And so she's got her jumpsuit. It's in pretty good shape. I did sew it up there when I was a little girl. The doll itself, I have to tell you, of all of the dolls that I have from my childhood, the 4 dolls that I have from the Bionic Woman series, which you'll see in the other videos, besides Jamie, I've got Steve, I've got Fembot, and I've got the Oscar Goldman with Exploding Briefcase. These 4 dolls are all in very good shape. I would rate Kenner as a pretty good doll maker of the time, because there are other dolls that I have that you'll see, because of how they're designed, like especially Barbie dolls, that in the joints they've got like leakage, some kind of weird ooze, like rubbery type substance that's seeped out over the years in those dolls. But these are in pretty good shape. Her hair is not terrible. It's not the greatest, but you can sort of get a comb through it. If you try really hard, you can get a comb through it. It could probably use the shampoo. It probably could use a ponytail, actually. But it's not atrocious. This is just the way doll hair gets over time. Basically, all of my dolls are this way, except for the 8-inch Migos Super Gals. Every hair on the head of those 4 Super Gals is just fabulous and perfect, and you can comb it. But all the rest of my dolls, they just get this rattiness. It just happens. Another thing about the Jamie doll, though, this thin skin-like covering that covered her bionic arm has definitely deteriorated. You can see where it's gotten all chunky here, and it's hard. It's like really hard. I probably could scrape it off if I wanted to put the effort into it, but I don't want to do anything to disturb the doll. She's still articulated, though. She's okay as far as moving. It's just that that's what has happened with that sort of rubber covering that she had on her arm over time. She's got the bionic ear, too. You can see that. It's shown there. And then, of course, when you turn her head, she makes that cool sound. And look, she's still got her patch on, which is nice. That has stood the test of time. But let's take a look at some of these fashions, shall we? Here's this little peach chiffon number with heart-shaped pearl embellishment here on, I guess, what you would call the straps. Matching shoes, although something's up with these shoes. They're a different shade. I think that I must have had 2 pairs and maybe I lost the other one of each pair. I don't know. Or else one faded strangely over time. But there's that one. Here's a rainbow striped number, just perfect for a garden party. Here's another colorful one. So 70s. Wow, rocking out the red wedgies. Those red wedgies came with at least 2 of her outfits, because I have 2 pair. This is a little sexy, too. Sweet little dark blue halter dress. So fun. A red evening gown with a rhinestone accent. Also a red wedgie outfit. How about a lavender evening gown with a little iridescent butterfly accent? This is a sort of a polyester material, as were many of the gowns of that day, with matching lavender wedgies. Woohoo! Another polyester gown. I guess you could call it an evening gown, although it seems a little more sporty, but it does have that plunging neckline. This one I've always loved for multiple reasons. For one thing, it had some different shoes. Those were unique shoes. I didn't see another pair like that on other outfits. Just sort of a flat with a straw covered heel. And then these were gauchos. Gauchos were so popular in the 70s. I had a pair of denim gauchos when I was in 3rd or 4th grade, and they had a little denim vest to match. And nowadays, gauchos have come back in recent years, more like a split skirt approach, or kind of a thinner like down to the knee pant. But these were out and out gauchos that were meant to sort of flow like a skirt, but be pants, short pants. And then also the thing about this one, she's kind of adopting a little bit of a gypsy look too, with the headband and the big hoop earrings that are attached to that. So this is a cool one. I like this one. This gown I always loved because of the simplicity of it. It's just a very simple approach, nothing to tie, just a little snap or two in the back, and the cutout thing was just so sexy 70s. And then lime green shoes to match. So a pretty lime green vibrant color with white pattern here on the polyester. Just a lovely one. And I saved this one for last because I think this is my favorite. This is just a lovely gold glittery gown. You can see it's just wonderful, glittery, soft fabric, but you can feel that glitter on there, whatever it is, the gold thread. And she's got a matching shawl with this. It's just lovely. And the shoes are very cool too, because this is the only variety of this shoe that I have, the only one in this particular style, whereas the other styles had come in different colors. And just a note too, I realized as I was dressing her that I had not shown you her bionic legs. So she's got a little compartment that opens here on the leg, and when you look at the video for the Bionic Beauty Salon, you'll see that there's gizmos in there that you can hook up to her bionic leg here, and she's got that on each side. So there she is, ready to go out on the town and work her mission. She's kind of like the early Sydney Bristow of Alias, with all these wonderful outfits, assuming so many different identities, but with a few bionic parts. So that was cool too, and I loved the show and really looked up to her when I was a little girl. So I'm glad that my doll has lasted over the years, and she's in pretty good shape.